Right, as promised, I'm going to talk about I Saw the Devil by Kim Jee-Woon. In one word, wow. This is an awesome film. Now, I've got to be honest, it was a very hard film to watch. And hard not to watch. Once I started watching it, I literally couldn't take my eyes off the screen. And for a film that's well over 2 hours, that's no mean feat. He kept me entertained from the very get-go. It is a gut-wrenching film. I had knots in my stomach through all of it. And I was so tense, I was in danger of getting a Charlie horse or a cramp somewhere in a muscle that I didn't want. It was a fantastically brutal film. Stars, of course, Hun-Lee and Choi Min-Sik. Choi Min-Sik is a serial rapist killer. He's sick, deranged, and pretty damn awful. The name's in the title, I Saw the Devil. Choi Min-Sik's character is the devil. Hun-Lee plays a national security agent whose fiancée is murdered at the very beginning of the film by Choi Min-Sik in a very brutal, horrific fashion. After the body is found, her father, who's a police chief, kind of undergoes nuclear meltdown a little bit. He agrees to help the national security agent track down the man responsible for murdering their beloved. The police have narrowed it down to 4 suspects. Hun-Lee decides to go through the list, one by one, and torture or beat a confession out of whoever did it. The first one he encounters, he does such a good job on. The guy turned himself into the police, admitting to a series of crimes, and asks for help. The second one, who Hun-Lee is just as brutal on, you never see again. I almost got the impression that maybe he beat him to death. Not really sure there. But the third one on the list is Choi Min-Sik. And he is one deranged puppy. Hun-Lee tracks him down and pretty much ascertains it's him because he finds a vital piece of evidence that Choi Min-Sik has overlooked at the scene of the crime. He then shows up at the next scene of crime, right while Choi Min-Sik is in the middle of raping a schoolgirl, and basically proceeds to beat the ever-loving crap out of him. Once he's beating pretty much semi-conscious, he takes a capsule and shoves down his throat. The capsule he shoves down his throat is linked into a GPS phone that he's got, or signal that he's got, so that he's able to track Choi Min-Sik's every move and listen to his conversation and find out what he's doing. He uses this to make Choi Min-Sik's life a living hell through the vast majority of the film. Hun-Lee decides to take on Choi Min-Sik and a friend who is also a serial killer. This encounter almost leaves Hun-Lee the worse off. To get out. And when he does get out, he's got Choi Min-Sik with him. Now, unfortunately, after this has all happened, Choi Min-Sik finds out how Hun-Lee has been tracking him down and sets out to take revenge. Now, I don't want to give any more of the story or the plot away than that. And that's probably a good 3/4 of the film, but I have touched very, very lightly, and I don't want to go into specifics because it's just going to mess it up for you. Bottom line is, the theme of this film is twofold. In my honest opinion, I think the theme is revenge, whereas it might make you feel good at the time or make you feel like you're accomplishing something, doesn't do either. And the other theme is, again, like I said earlier in the title, I Saw the Devil. Choi Min-Sik is the devil. End of story. It is a great film. Excruciating in parts to watch, but so worth the time and effort. So for my last Kim Jee-Woon film, I can't recommend this enough. And I say this is the last one I'm doing because there's 2 other films I don't have. One, because it's not been made yet, It's in post-production. It's called The Last Stand, and it's estimated to come out in 2013. Can't wait for that one. The other one is a film that was made, I think, about 2006, maybe 2007, called The Foul King. And it's got Kang Ho Song in it. And it's basically a comedy. But for some reason, if you look on Yes Asia or a few of the other sites, there are no English subtitled versions of the film out there at all. And since I don't speak Chinese or Korean, Chinese being the only subtitled versions out there, I won't be reviewing that one. So anyway, the next thing I'll be talking about will be probably any of the many Asian films or world cinema films I have in my collection. But it is a gut-wrenching